tonight.
Hey, what's up guys? So as you can see in the title, it's time for another Snapchat Q&A. Got a bunch of questions from you guys when I posted on my Snapchat this afternoon to ask me anything and everything. So I'm gonna go through these questions now. By the way, if you guys are not following me on Snapchat yet, just at Tregg Fish, are gonna put it right here, or there is a link in the description box as always that you can click if you're on a mobile device, and it will add my Snapchat right away. By the way, I don't know what you would be using Snapchat on if not on a mobile device, but nonetheless, let's get into the Snapchat Q&A. By the way, just got home from seeing Split. Good movie, definitely a good movie. Good start to 2017, even though the month of January has kind of sucked. Also, I will be doing my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2017 at the end of this Q&A, because I'm not sure if anybody asked me in the Q&A, so we'll let this play out. If not, I will do my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2017 at the end of this video. So let's get into this Q&A. Alright, so question 1, Ray Pena asks, have you seen the new trailer of Power Rangers? Actually, I have, and I've recorded a review/reaction to the trailer that is on my channel. So if you really want to know what I thought of it, go watch it. Next question, Tabitha Joe says, are you a boobs or butt guy, blondes or brunette? I am a butt guy and brunette. Next question, H Munoz _18 says, hopefully this makes it to the Q&A. Hey, I was wondering, what kind of software do you use for your intro to your videos? And what kind of graphic design did you use for your logo? And what great chest workouts do get size can you do if you don't have a bench press or even super heavy dumbbells? The gym I currently go to only has 65-pound dumbbells. Thanks, and great videos, man. So, first off, I use Sony Vegas Pro to edit all my videos, to make like my intros, things like that. To make my actual logo, like the actual Tregg Fisher logo, I'll put it like right here. I actually made that on my iPhone using an app called, let me find it real quick. I used an app just called Logo Creator. It is right there. Boom. It's just Logo Creator. Super simple, basic, but that's what I used for it. And what great chest workouts can you use to get size if you don't have a bench press or super heavy dumbbells? He does have up to 65, so I would say still do dumbbell presses with the 65s. Really focus on like the mind-muscle connection, the squeeze at the top of each of your presses, flies on the dumbbell on like an incline or even on just like a flat bench are also going to be good. And then push-ups. Can't beat push-ups. Do push-ups when you wake up in the morning. Do push-ups in the afternoon. Do push-ups at night. Push-ups are a great way to build chest. Even though you're not like lifting heavy weight, those body weight exercises do work. Next question, Madison Faye says, what was the turning point that made you want to get fit? That's a good question. When I was younger, when I was a freshman in high school, I've told this story before, when I was a freshman in high school, I was one of 2 kids on my entire football roster that was under 100 pounds. I weighed 99 pounds as a freshman in high school, and when you're trying to play football and you want to be at that varsity level, you have to be a competitive size. And it really kind of was discouraging that I would be giving all my effort. I was a very fast kid, but I would still be giving all my effort. But man, like, you can only throw around 99 pounds so much and try to tackle kids so hard. And it really did kind of impede on playing time. I mean, I was still a starter, but I mean, I could have done so much more. I feel like if I would have been bigger, younger, however, that was kind of the turning point for me wanting to get fit. But I didn't really necessarily get into like the bodybuilding type of fitness until I was a sophomore in college. And honestly, I was at a point in my life, I was 20 years old, I was single, I hadn't even been on a date in like a year and a half, and I was like, man, this kind of sucks. Like, I want to start feeling more confident with myself. So what did I do? I started doing more research. This is when I started to also get into kind of like the personal training mindset, because I started to fall in love with health and wellness and exercise. And during that time, I became educated on macros. I became educated on body part splits, kind of like the bodybuilding type of workouts, and that's kind of what got me into fitness. So great question, thank you for asking it. Ownburger John says, do you count your boogers in when you count your macros? I'm going to send a bunch of random questions, you can pick which ones to use. No, boogers are macro free, so I do not count those even though I eat them. He asked some other questions here. Favorite Star Wars Battlefront game, place to play at, and character to be. By the way, this is like my best friend in the world, John. We hung out all the time in college. Like, if you have seen videos of me in college, he was like the super tall guy that made me look extremely short. He's 6'7", and I'm 5'8". So, my favorite Star Wars Battlefront game is Battlefront 2. Place to play at is Mos Eisley, where you can do heroes versus villains. And my favorite character to play with is Anakin Skywalker, because you can force choke the crap out of everyone, and you're basically untouchable and unbeatable, and you just absolutely wreck John's hero team. So that is my favorite character to be and play at, and the favorite Star Wars Battlefront game. Can you beatbox? You should beatbox on camera regardless. I cannot. It would be embarrassing. So no. And would you rather work out with the Michelin Man or the Pillsbury Doughboy? I'd rather work out with the Michelin Man, because that dude's actually jacked. But I'd like to go to dinner or something with the Pillsbury Doughboy. I feel like he'd really kind of have a better idea of food rather than working out. If you've seen him lately, he's put on a little bit of weight. But yeah. Next question. Christian Lyle says, hey Tregg, so I know you like sci-fi, so have you ever watched Blade Runner? I have not. And I'm going to watch it before Blade Runner 2049 comes out this summer. The trailer for that actually looks really good, even though I have not even seen the original Blade Runner, but I will watch that very soon because I want to be informed when I go into that movie. Jacob Fight says, for the Q&A, if a movie was being made about a certain event in your life, what would be the climax of the movie? That's a good question. I guess something fun. You could say, you could call the movie Pool Boys. The summer after my freshman year of college, me and my buddy Tanner, we were pool boys working with a guy named Chris Fisher. He was kind of like our boss, and we went on a lot of very fun adventures that summer. And the climax of the movie would be when Tanner got another job right at the end of summer, because after that, everything was just kind of done. So like, he went and got a construction job for the last couple weeks of summer. I went back to school to begin training to be an RA. So that was kind of the climax of the movie, when we both kind of left that summer job. But I would say that summer, you could call the movie Pool Boys. And then the following summer, I was a pool boy again, so you could call it Pool Boys 2. The return of... screw it, I'll think of it some other time. But, yeah, that would be one event in my life that I think would make a fun movie. Next question, Alexis Woodruff says, hey Tregg, it's Alexis from Chino Hills, California. That sounds like a beautiful place to live. My question is, what motivates you to keep fit, and how long did it take you to accomplish your dream body figure? I am actually not there yet. Every single day I am chasing my dream body figure to continue getting bigger and stronger. So I would not even say I'm at my dream body figure yet. I have been working out for a little over 10 years. I know that sounds like a long time, seeing that I'm only 24. But I've been working out seriously for about 3.5 years now. And what motivates me to keep going? It's just a passion of mine. Going to the gym is something that I can't live without. It's something that I absolutely 100% love. So staying fit, it's just something that I absolutely love. Just like you might have a favorite hobby or something that you enjoy, What motivates you to keep going back to that certain hobby, whether it's watching movies, doing art, playing music? What keeps you going back to that thing? It's your passion, and working out and staying fit is my passion. So that's what keeps me going. XQ8 says, "What's up, Tregg? Is it a good idea to get your calories from fast food when you are bulking? Many people do that because it's easier to get the number of calories they want. And what is your least favorite movie of 2016? Keep it up, bro." First off, least favorite movie of 2016 is super easy. Gods of Egypt was awful. I walked out of that movie about 45 minutes in. I don't usually walk out of movies even if they are terrible. However, this movie was absolutely atrocious and terrible. And I was sitting there like, you have to be kidding me. Why am I in this theater right now? I was not going to walk out, but my buddy John, who I just answered a question from, asked me if I wanted to go to Taco Bell with him and Mo. And Taco Bell over Gods of Egypt every day. So, yeah, that was my least favorite movie of 2016. And is it good to get your calories from fast food while bulking? Not necessarily. You still want to be getting your micronutrients, but at the end of the day, you still got to be hitting your calorie count. So if you can't hit your calorie count from necessarily like healthy micronutrient dense foods, then yes, you need to be adding in higher calorically dense foods, like a quarter pounder, like Pop-Tarts, things like that. Even though they're not necessarily healthy, you need to be adding those in just to get to your calorie mark, but you also need to be paying attention to your micronutrients and different things like that. So that's what I would say about that question. Alright, so next question, Logan Rogoski says, "Who would win in a fight, King Kong or Godzilla?" Also, favorite dessert. Favorite dessert? My mom makes these cookies that have butterscotch chips and vanilla chips in them. And oh my word, they're so good. That is my favorite dessert. And then, who would win in a fight, King Kong or Godzilla? King Kong is just not big enough because, like, look how big Godzilla is. I know they're trying to make King Kong bigger in this next Kong movie, but seriously, they made Godzilla way too big in the last movie, which is okay for a Godzilla movie, but he's going to be fighting a monkey in the next movie. Ape, sorry. Godzilla wins every time. Diego says, "Who is your favorite rapper, whether it's for working out or just listening to, and have you ever heard of NF?" Have you ever heard of NF? I don't know what that stands for, so I have not. And who is my favorite rapper? Eminem. I would say whether it's just listening to or working out to. Ever since like I was in junior high, I've always loved listening to Eminem or Slim Shady or Marshall Mathers or whatever he is going by at the time. I've always really enjoyed his music. It makes sense, like the things he is saying in his lyrics, I feel like have real meaning, and also a lot of his beats are super hard and they are great to work out to. But yes, Eminem is my favorite rapper. Jeremy says, "What do you think of all the riots, and will Trump do a good job?" The riots are ridiculous. Like, do you guys really have nothing better to do? You not have jobs to go to? Like, all these riots were happening today at the inauguration and stuff. Like, while I was at work, I come home, I turn on the TV, and it's like, do these people not have jobs? It's a Friday afternoon. Like, what are you doing with your life that's what you have to resort to? Like, go make a real difference. Like, you don't need to be bashing out windows to Starbucks and banks and stuff. Like, grow up. Come on, seriously. And do you think Trump will do a good job? Yeah, I'm optimistic for it. Why on earth would you not want to be optimistic or wish the incoming president a good job? I was not a Barack Obama fan. I did not vote for him in 2012. However, when he got elected, I didn't want him to fail. I mean, I like the saying, it's like, hoping a president fails is like praying that the pilot of your plane crashes. Makes no sense. This is our country. This is our home. Why would we not want the person in charge of it to be successful and do a good job? So I'm going to support whoever is our president, whether it's Trump, whether it's Obama, whoever it is, and I want them to do a good job. And I do think he'll do a good job. Next question, Guns and Stuff 100 says, what is your body fat percentage? Also, which exercise do you like better, T-bar rows or bent over barbell rows? T-bar rows are like my favorite back exercise, like low-key love those for just building thickness. And what is my body fat percentage? I would say right now it's a little above 10, probably floating right around 11%, but that would just be kind of like my estimation. Next question, Josh Plisky says, hey Tregg, did you ever consider competing in powerlifting, considering how strong you are for your body weight? I was actually planning on competing in a powerlifting competition late in 2016. That was a goal of mine this past summer. I was really trying to work on getting stronger, and then in August, it was something that I didn't really bring up or talk about very much. I had a lower back injury that really kind of hindered a lot of my training when it came to deadlifts and squats. As you guys saw, I was not deadlifting very much, like for about 3 months. My squats were very stagnant, and at that point I was kind of like, it's not really worth it to do one late in December. So it's probably something I will do in 2017 or sometime in the future, but it's definitely something I want to do. I've competed in powerlifting before when I was in high school, and I absolutely love it, but I would really like to get back into that seriously, maybe this year, maybe next year, but yes, that is my answer. So I would definitely consider doing one. William says, if you shout out my podcast, The Deadlifting Dorks, in your Q&A, you'd be the man. Deadlifting Dorks shout out. And what are my bulking macros? My bulking macros right now are about 3,300. I'm also aiming for about 200 grams of protein a day, which is right at about like 1.3 grams per pound of body weight. And then my fat and my carbs I kind of play with a little bit, but I'm right at about 3,300 calories a day. Nina says, question, when are we getting married? I answered this question in the last one this fall, because it's going to be beautiful outside. But I don't want to have like a big wedding, just kind of like a smaller wedding, just our families show up, maybe some close friends. But yeah, probably sometime like September or October, kind of when things are settling down after the summer, so we can really focus on having a really nice, romantic, intimate wedding. So yeah, I would say probably like September, October, so be looking out for that. Alright, so next question, Chris Day sent a video, and he says,
what up, boy? It's your boy, Chris. What's going on, man? I wanted to ask you, since Split is coming out this weekend, what is your favorite M. Night Shyamalan? Mine, without a doubt, is Unbreakable.
That's a good question. I would actually say Split. I did see it just tonight. That's funny that you asked that, because I literally just got home from seeing that movie. Honestly, Split is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. I actually really, really enjoyed the movie. It was very tense. The suspense was fantastic, and I thought James McAvoy's portrayal of this lead character that had all these different personalities was very gripping. I really enjoyed it. I thought his performance was fantastic. The main girl in the movie, I don't necessarily know her name, but she did a great job as well. And the movie was very contained in a small area, but it kept you on the edge of your seat the entire time. In my opinion, it was my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. I might just kind of be a little biased right now because I just got home from it and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I would say Split is actually my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. Thanks for the question. Thank you for the question, Chris. That's a tongue twister. All right, Mac says, for the Q&A, what's your most anticipated movie of 2017? Time to drop this top 10 list on you right here. So I've got this in my notes. Let's go through this real quick. My most anticipated movies of 2017 in this order from 10 to 1. Number 10, Spider-Man Homecoming. We've just seen a lot of Spider-Mans in the last decade, so I'm not necessarily super amped for a new Spider-Man, even though I am very excited for it. Just not crazy, ridiculous, super excited. So that's number 10. Number 9, Beauty and the Beast. I loved The Jungle Book. I really liked the Cinderella remake a couple years ago. And I think what Disney is doing with these live action remakes is great. So Beauty and the Beast is 9. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is 8. This movie looks like a ton of fun. Looks like right off the comic strip, just like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 did. So very excited for this. Number 7 would be Thor Ragnarok. This movie is my most anticipated Marvel movie coming out in this next year. Why? Because I really like the Thor movies, even though The Dark World wasn't that good. I really enjoyed the first one, and now this one has Hulk in it. Like, how can't beat that. So, I really like the storyline that they're kind of giving us in this next movie. Number 6 would be Wonder Woman. The DC Universe doesn't quite have my interest yet. However, the trailers for Wonder Woman have me very, very excited. This movie looks so good. So even while I'm not necessarily excited for the DC Universe to like get on its feet, because I have not liked a single one of the movies that have come out for it yet, the trailers for this movie itself, like, I think it looks really good. Next, number 5 would be Kong Skull Island. This movie looks awesome. Seriously, I just talked about who would win a fight between Godzilla and King Kong. Even though I picked Godzilla, man, this King Kong looks legit, and he looks pissed that people are on his island. So I am very excited for that movie. Number 4. Now, my top 4 is insane because, like, it's so hard to pick, like, which one I would want to watch over the other. So my top 4 is just like, it was really hard to kind of pick which one. But number 4, Power Rangers. Power Rangers was my childhood. I did a trailer reaction to the first official trailer that came out yesterday. That's on my channel. I am super pumped for this movie. So that is number 4. Number 3, another trailer that just came out yesterday, Logan. Hugh Jackman's last Wolverine movie. Maybe not his last Wolverine appearance because he might be in Deadpool 2. Fingers crossed, I hope that happens. But this movie looks so good, especially with the introduction of X-23. I'm super, super amped for Logan. And then 1 and 2. Like, I don't even know if there is a 1 and 2, but these two movies, I am Star Wars Episode 8, obviously. How can you not have that in your top 10 most anticipated movies of 2017? The Force Awakens was my favorite Star Wars movie to date, even more than Rogue One, even more than Episode 4, 5, 6. The prequels obviously are out of the running, but Star Wars Episode 8, and then my number 1, War of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is my second favorite movie of all time, right behind Jurassic World. I loved that movie. The fact that they made Caesar, who is a CGI'd ape, not even a real ape, not a human character, an ape, the main character of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and you bought it. You were in. You were emotionally invested. Man, that is a fantastic job by the writers. And then the movie looked amazing. Like, seriously, that movie was so, like, it was shot so beautifully. And Woody Harrelson in this third movie, War of the Planet of the Apes, looks like he is going to be one bad dude to mess with. And his conflicts with Caesar, I think, is going to be insane. I am super pumped for this movie. That is my number 1 most anticipated movie of 2017. So there's my list for most anticipated movies of 2017. Thank you for the question, Mac. Next question, Dylan Faith says, what are you more anticipated for? Power Rangers or Justice League? I just gave you my list. Power Rangers was in that list. Justice League was not, because I honestly could care less about Justice League. We kind of saw a little bit of the dawn of justice with Batman vs. Superman, and that movie sucked. Did not like it. So, honestly, Justice League, not even on my radar in 2017. Sorry, you can call me a Marvel fanboy, but hey, DC, make better movies. Next question, Jakub Na, I messed that up, sorry man. Jakub Na says, do you like the song Heathens? Funny you asked that. I literally just added the 21 Pilots song Heathens to my workout playlist, like, 3-4 days ago. Love that song. Seriously, really good song. If you haven't listened to it, go follow my Spotify playlist. Just type in Tregg Fisher. You'll probably find my workout playlist. And that's what I listen to when I work out. Next question. Jay Soda says, Q&A, would you ever consider lifting with your subscribers? Absolutely. That would be awesome. I would love to. I work out at Lakeside Fitness in Syracuse, Indiana. If you guys ever want to get a workout in, let me know. I'm always down to work out with people. So, yes, I would. Next question. Mitchell _Z30 says, are you a Casey Neistat fan? Also, do you have an opinion on Max Landis? I think he's fascinating to listen to. I love him. Am I a Casey Neistat fan? I like his vlogs. I think a lot of times he kind of gets away from his vlogs and he tries to push a political agenda too much. And I'm not a fan of that. And then Max Landis, the dude is crazy. On movie fights, that guy he's, at first, I'm going to be honest, I could not stand him. But after like the second, third, fourth time he was on there, and then he was on the Schmoes Know show, like, dude, the guy is so fun to listen to. Like, he is so crazy. Even though I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the things he stands for, the dude is, like, he's a super interesting guy. He's extremely creative. He was like the creative mind behind Chronicle, which is an awesome movie. So yes, I do like Max Landis. I think he's a pretty fun guy to listen to. Next question, Shorty Nguyen says, if you had the opportunity to train like to UFC fighter and to fight one, which fighter would you go against? I'd pick a 125 pounder, probably somebody at the very bottom of the division that is a new guy that doesn't really have very much experience, because I don't have any experience in the UFC. So I would probably get my butt handed to me pretty bad. So I would pick the smallest, least athletic, worst guy in the entire sport, and that's who I would match up against, and I'd still probably lose. But if I could pick like a dream fighter to go against, I think it'd be fun to fight Conor McGregor, just because like you'd have millions and millions and millions of people watching. And what's the worst that could happen? You get knocked out like Jose Aldo or Eddie Alvarez or Dennis Seaver or Chad Mendez, or I don't need to fight Conor McGregor actually, so I'm good on that one. Next question, Tina Bonomo sent a video and she says,
hey Tregg, long time no talk. I have a question for your Q&A. What are 2 things that you have on your bucket list?
2 things I have on my bucket list. 1, visit Australia, and 2, open up my own gym. By the time I kick the bucket, I want to have accomplished both those things. Actually, in 2017, I want this to be the year that I go to Australia. That's like my dream travel place. I would love to go there. So I want to get that and cross that off the bucket list this year. I'm not sure if it'll happen, but it's definitely a goal of mine. And then open up a gym. That's been a passion of mine since I was in junior high. Seriously, opening up my own facility where I can train athletes, develop younger kids into mature adults, both like mentally, physically, emotionally, because being healthy, being fit is a well-rounded kind of spiritual journey, in my opinion. So that is what I would like to do, is open up that kind of training facility, that kind of gym that has an environment that's positive and uplifting for everybody that comes in, even if they're not like a younger athlete. They could be 30, 40, 50 years old. I want it to be a positive environment that people can kind of come to and benefit from. But yes, open up my own gym and visit Australia. 2 things on my bucket list. Crod389 says, Tregg, your videos are awesome and keep me motivated. Thank you. My question is, what is your most anticipated movie of 2017? And what is something on your bucket list you'd love to do? I answered these questions already, so sorry. I really do apologize that I wasn't able to answer your question directly, but I have answered your question previously in this video. So thank you guys so much for asking these questions, because seriously, like, interacting with you guys, interacting through Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube comments, that's why I do it. I want, like, without the interaction, social media is dead. So seriously, I love doing these Snapchat Q&As. They are my favorite thing to do. Honestly, I've been doing them for probably 6 or 7 months now, once a month. And honestly, I would actually like to pick them up, maybe do them twice a month. What would you guys think about me adding more Snapchat Q&As, or maybe Q&As from like a Facebook picture, or like maybe like a Facebook live hangout thing where you guys can just ask me questions while we're hanging out, or maybe like an Instagram live kind of Q&A session. Tell me, what would you guys like to see me do in terms of interacting with all of you viewers? Because again, this is my favorite part of YouTube, of social media. But I'm just gonna wrap up the video. Thank you to everyone that participated. I love every single one of you. If you guys liked the video, make sure to like the video. If you haven't subscribed, go hit that red subscribe button. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.